Video essays, analysis videos, review videos, or commentary videos, or whatever you want to call these, sometimes long, sometimes short kind of videos that talk about certain topics that the YouTuber are interested in. And chances are you've seen these types of videos. I mean, come on, in your years in YouTube, you've never been recommended the Petscop video by Pyrocynical? I really love watching these types of videos while eating. Often even I forget my own food and it ends up being too cold for me to eat, and I gotta endure the cold meal. But that's the thing. That's what makes video essays so great. Sometimes they pull you in into their narrative and it holds you there and it just leaves an impression on you. Those ones usually gives you a newfound appreciation for a certain thing that you've already liked, or in other times they could open up your eyes into something new that you'll keep on talking about for quite a while. But sometimes they seem to just retell the whole story of the thing that they were analyzing over with only small bits of insight, which isn't really bad. I gotta admit, sometimes I'll become a fan of a certain thing not because I watch or indulge myself in the actual thing. I just keep watching analysis videos of it and then suddenly I know almost everything about said series. You'll get hooked on these and you'll want to delve deeper. I'd say this is because analysis videos usually cut off the filler moment of a certain thing and just gives you the best of what the thing has to offer. Because sometimes you don't really have the time to get emotionally attached to a certain thing, whether it be a series or a person or a book. You just want to have a quick look and then see if you'll love it or not. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about some of the best that analysis or essay videos on YouTube has to offer and talk about what makes them good. Though it is kind of ironic how I'm critiquing these YouTubers, but I know this video itself is not that good of an analysis video, but you know, self-awareness doesn't really absolve me of anything. And I think a good example to begin with is with some reviews by Video Game Dunkey. I once had a conversation with a friend of mine talking about some great video essays we watched, and the video my friend mentioned as his favorite was Dunkey's video about La La Land and Whiplash. I don't quite fully remember what he said, and neither does he, but it was something along the lines of how Dunkey uses the music and pacing to really emphasize his points. And I gotta agree with that statement. At first I didn't really see it, but rewatching and delving deeper, you can really see how well of a job he did putting together a narrative that really drags you on to why he likes these two things. He connects the two by showing us how they use their musical prowess to give you this larger-than-life feel. As Dunkey says,
the storytelling in both of these films is very theatrical.
The way he conveys all of this is simply amazing. How he uses the sound effects, the music, and of course the narration itself. They all mixed together creating this, what I assume is the exact feeling he had watching the two movies. You'll feel the tension watching the Whiplash parts, and you'll feel a magical yet grounded feeling watching the La La Land part. It all creates this beautiful roller coaster of emotions, and it's all complemented by Dunkey's own brand of comedy. And the most jarring fact is, he gave you all of these emotions just in under 5 minutes. It's kind of funny how he uses the same things he says in the video, the things he considers to be the reason why those movies are amazing, and executes them perfectly. And it's just so cool. It really proves his points that a lot of movies lacks this theatrical feel, and he shows them how to do it right. This is a great example of what an essay video should be able to do. They should be able to portray the same feeling of the topic or media they are talking about, and Dunkey really has a knack for that. Personally, my favorite video of his is his review on Guilty Gear, and like before, he's done an amazing job at emulating how the game feels. It's not as theatrical as the previous video, but I'd say he did a good job at emphasizing how over the top the game is. I mean, look at how he gushes over the music.
There's that one song where he goes, all this bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing.
Even with the semi-monotone tone, he was still able to bring on this energetic aura the game has, and it's just so infectious that now I really want to buy that game, and I'm also addicted to its OSTs. Now onto the other example. While Dunkey's approach is more simplistic, the video this guy makes are just... And the YouTuber in question is Jacob Geller. I mean, I could take any video of his, and I'd bet you'd agree on how atmospheric it feels. It's like you're experiencing the topic head on. My personal favorite video of his is his video on Outer Wilds. You can feel the dread, the beauty, and other emotions through his narrative, and it just amazes me how he is able to encapsulate how this game feels. Though honestly, I've never played the game, but I saw comments saying he did, so I'd assume he did. The video itself takes on a first-person perspective, so it actually feels like you're taking the journey on your own. The way he describes the experience, the way he talks about the majestic landscape the game offers, the way he laments on the inevitability of death the game has. While they both are able to encapsulate the feelings their topics brought them, Dunkey's approach matters on what makes those feelings games beautiful by playing around with the music and pacing to match a similar vibe to the films, while Jacob on the other hand creates a whole story to let us feel what he felt playing the game. It's like playing the whole thing in around 17 minutes. He just hands you a platter of what makes the game beautiful. And to me, this is one of the best approaches to essay videos. I mean, to prove your point, why don't you immerse the viewers in the experience of the thing that you're talking about? And he's not doing this in a manner where he seems like he's repeating the game's story, because I believe this video is more of an interpretation of what he went through. Though in the previous comparison, I implied that Jacob doesn't play along with the music and pacing, but that's not the case. He as well maximized it. What I meant was, Dunkey felt more like he's throwing you his reasons to why he likes the thing. Meanwhile, Jacob seems to be grabbing you and throwing you into the majestic space of the topic to let you know why he likes the thing. The way he pauses at some points just to let you take in all the scope of the game's universe. The moments where he stops and just let the music ring. And those bits of quotes by Bradbury that he sprinkles throughout to add more context. They all mix together, creating such a beautiful yet melancholic atmosphere. It's like he just wants you to stay a while and have you listen to his story. I guess I want to emphasize how grand essay videos can be. How when done well, they could be their own thing, their own set of fantasies, utilizing the topic's strength and maximizing it so in a way, the video could stand side by side in terms of energy, atmosphere, and tone to the topic they discuss. Maybe that's stretching it, comparing these giants to these essays, but maybe watching it you'll understand. The chills you get from their complex interpretations, it's just so entrancing. But there's one more video I want to give as an example. While the first example was meant to show the ability video essays have to create a theatrical feel, and the second one was how immersive the narratives can be in those videos, this one is going to show the strengths of essays in terms of the impact it had on the creator. Everyone has their own experience when indulging themselves in something, and using the raw emotions they had while experiencing said thing to create an essay makes the topic feel so special, as if it could really change a person, and that's what I want to show you in this one. This video is called I gotta say, this one takes the cake for the most emotional essays I've ever encountered, as of now at least. BREADSWORD's approach was really personal. I see it as a 3-act story, where in the beginning he explains the history of the studio that made Gurren Lagann and what the series meant to him, while the second act is about his journey on YouTube and how the series and his circumstances affected him, and the third act was about his somber fall towards depression because of a certain unfortunate event and his eventual rise that mirrors aspects of the show. His story was just so dang captivating. Sometimes I even come back to this video to get some motivation because it's just so uplifting. And what's really interesting to me is, in a way, this video is not really just an analysis of the show itself. No, I see it more as an analysis of the life he went through with the messages the show has brought him. My favorite part is when he talked about how his friend told him he didn't understand Neon Evangelion Genesis. How he was led to believe that it was supposed to be this transformative experience, yet he didn't felt it. Yes, he understood it, and yes, he liked it, but it didn't brought him this epiphany. But then he reflected on Gurren Lagann, and it answered the question he was looking for. It's a really human video essay, and I can't imagine how much he poured onto the writing process, how brave it is for him to share all these stories in this video. Nearing the end, it felt like a rant. You can feel the intense somberness he went through, and that eventual ending where he shows you that all hope is never lost. He then sprouts out this emotional and motivational speech to end it off, and it all felt so cathartic. I love how honest this video feels. Sometimes sharing the things online makes it feel so dishonest, but I really applaud those stories that feels genuine. In a way, this video is like a variation to the narrative approach Jacob Miller has, but rather than narrating about his experience in the topic, it's more of a narration of how the series affected him. And like the other two, this one also encapsulates what the topic feels like, as it shows Gurren Lagann's theme of humanity's determination. But that's essentially it. Sorry for sounding like a broken record, but in my opinion, what really makes an essay video amazing is their ability to feel like what they're talking about, exuding the same atmosphere, exuding the same tone, exuding the same energy as their topic. Though there are plenty of amazing essays, I'd say these three are the best example of this. And I know my own video didn't really have the same energy as these essays. It's a bit messy, it's a bit choppy, but I guess it's okay. It's just the start of my journey, you know? And one day, I hope you guys could see how far I've come. So, thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.